What's up, YouTube fam? It brings me great pleasure to be making this video because if you've been following along, you would have known that our account was in deep water over the last couple days. And just yesterday we were at 23.7. So let's go over the positions and what we did, but brings me great pleasure to be making this video. To all the people who were watching and supporting, I thank all of you. To everyone who, was trying to give me advice what to do, this is a good one. Obviously, the job's not done. Obviously, we're going to be taking more plays immediately. So we can lose it all, so we're not going to celebrate anything. But it does feel good to manage a position and manage it well when, it's not going exactly your way. So the first thing of the two positions we'll talk about was GME. So as you see here, we sold it for 176. And we bought it back for 16, which gave us $170 profit. Let's pull up the chart real quick and just go over what it did. Here it is. So it was a really straightforward, really simple trade, right? We took it due to earnings. And what did it do? It bounced right off of our strike price and came up, basically making the premiums on the puts that we sold worthless. Not much else to think about. Not worth holding for an extra $16. Now, here's the one that was very interesting, right? And this was Oracle. So as you guys see, we sold it for $405, and there was times where it was worth $800, $900, which would put us down $500, right? Because when you sell it, you're then buying it back for cheaper, which is how your profit is. So it's like 405 minus 285. So we ended up making a little over 100. We made $120 to be exact. And to me, that's a huge win. Why is that a huge win? Because we sold puts up here, right? And look what it did. It dumped 10%, right, roughly. And yet, it started to climb back towards the strike price. So we were still in the money when we closed. And that's why I closed it. It was like, we can go look at Oracle right now and look at what it's worth at the moment. But to me, to continue holding just doesn't make sense because this is a game of time. And I've already spent a lot of time in this position. So yeah, it's worth, I'd be up $25 more than I closed it for. To me, the time spent holding that would not have been worth it, right? Because now I can find a new play today. Like a good example would be GME, right? The way it went worthless so quickly, right? If I would have had my entire account in this position instead of, I think I had like 7,000 in this and then the rest in this, right? It was like 18,000 locked up. I would have made a lot more, right? If I would have just taken this position. There was other earnings plays that came out this week, right? Like I know AI, which would have given 100% returns, right? And it was the same day as Oracle. So it's like, I could have made 100% on Oracle, then taken GME on Tuesday and made 100% and been up a lot more money, right? And there's a lot of examples of that. Now, I'm not upset about what happened. I'm actually very, very happy about what happened, but that's the reasoning for why I closed it as opposed to waiting, right? Because of course, when I originally entered the position, I sold it for $405, right? So I want to make $405. Sometimes you got to just be willing to take whatever you can get, and that's what I've been saying all week. Go back to the videos. I've been saying that if the market gave me a chance to either get out for even or even a small gain, I was going to take it because this position has taken, I don't want to say years off my life, but days. And I did not want to hold it any longer. Now, of course, there's the other side of it, right? Where it's like, worst case, I never close it, right? And it ends up going down. Well, you still get the premium, but then, you're down the capital gains, right? So it'd be like 182.50 would be our entry price. Let's just say it was all the way down to 170. We'd still be down 12.50, but then you obviously subtract the 405, so we'd be down 700-800. So to me, the upside of it continuing back up and being worth the full profit isn't worth the potential downside in this position. I would rather, look for something else, buy myself more time, right? Because options, you get paid via time. So now I'm going to be looking for something that will expire next week. So I don't have a position yet. I think I'm going to be looking over the next couple hours, and then I will make a video in the nighttime so you guys can see what my position is. These are the types of reasons why I guess a Discord is necessary, because there's just no way I'm going to be able to get a video in time for you guys to take it the same day. But obviously you can take it tomorrow because it's going to be next week expiration. The only potential play I would consider taking for this week would be Broadcom. But the only thing that's making me a little hesitant is it already ran 5% today, which, obviously there was good news on it, right? It was some sort of partnership with Apple. But my concern is like for it to run 5%, 6% before earnings, it makes me question if earnings is going to be a rug pull, which is why I'm hesitant. But ultimately, I am not going to take anything on this video because I don't want to keep you guys around. I'm going to have to do a lot of research and time and look into all of these stocks and look into, next week's earnings calendar, right? But usually I like to take earnings plays more soon, right? Because if we take MU now or Nike now, the problem is the premiums hold up pretty well, leading up to the earnings, which is why I'm not dying to take either of those now. I'd rather wait until next week and take them basically right before, right? That's the best time because the day after is when they spike down. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm definitely going to take something today, right? I'm not good at sitting on the sidelines. And truthfully, this isn't the type of game where you want to be on the sidelines. This is the type of game where time is your friend, right? If you're buying options, you want to be on the sidelines as long as possible and get in and out quickly. When it comes to selling options, it's basically the complete opposite. You want to be in the game forever because time is just going to keep making you money. So that's how we avoided disaster. That's how we brought this account back from, it was at 23.7 just yesterday, right? And you could see right there. And here we are today back at 24.4. So did we make 700? No, but we recouped our money back and it feels as if we made 700, and it might as well be the same. And that's why you don't panic, right? Because when you're down, it's very easy for that position to recoup your losses when it gets closer to expiration. So there's no reason to panic. We let the market do what it had to do. And now we can take the next play from 24.4 instead of taking, if we would have panicked, then obviously we would have been taking the next play in this range of our account. And instead, we secured the dub, secured a little bit of cash, and move on to the next play.